Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a new update regarding the Epstein situation with the deputy director to the FBI, Dan Bongino, coming out in a cryptic message on X and saying that what he's uncovered has changed him forever. He says this is not how a republic survives. Now, I'm not sure why the deputy director would be saying this cryptic message, which is only going to lead to more speculation by the citizenry. But that's what he said, and I even tweeted out. I'm perplexed by this, but I do think this has been a big hit to Bongino in terms of his personal life and just how he feels. He was doing a Fox News interview. He said, "I've sacrificed so much." You know, he was a Rumble guy. He was more of an influencer. He was a video maker and you can say podcaster, I guess, on Rumble, the biggest number one podcast or stream. And he comes and he works for Kash Patel and Trump, and he wants to be honorable and he wants to serve his country. But, you know, when you look at what he's saying here, it's changed him forever. This is not how a republic survives. You have to wonder what he's talking about. And also, it's just like, you're the deputy director. Why are we doing this cryptic stuff where we have to speculate? I mean, there's been so much speculation as is about the entire Epstein mess up until this point. Now Bongino comes out and says this. There's been reports by Fox News yesterday. They said, well, Trump's going to reveal more now. He's going to reveal the list of names. You have Ghislaine Maxwell possibly giving out around 100 names in total, trying to get a pardon from Trump. Imagine what people would say if something like that happened. Obviously, if something like that does happen, it would be very likely for an extraction of names and intel and information that Maxwell would give up. That potentially would be very good for the administration to possibly save face. I think the best way to salvage this situation, because we know in some form or another, and I said this when Elon Musk said it. When Elon Musk said that Trump's in the Epstein files, I said, okay, I accept that, that's fine, but there's nuance to it. In what way is he involved in the Epstein files? Because we know Trump and Epstein had a relationship. Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, said he was being a creep. And so that's what could be in the files. Maybe there's something else people are speculating. Maybe it's some type of infidelity. Maybe it's some embarrassing thing, humiliation thing against Trump. He doesn't want it to be revealed. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not what everyone thinks, but it's maybe a little bit embarrassing. Maybe it's someone that's connected to Trump, one of his family members, somebody within his inner circle. So there's all this speculation. This is a nuanced thing. It's not just, oh, Trump is guilty of this. It's very, very, very unlikely that what liberals are saying is the case, which, oh, Trump goes to the island or Trump did something with younger girls, because Trump was one of the first people to originally bring it up in 2015, and then he kind of went coy and stopped talking about it, possibly people saying, well, that's when he realized that he was potentially in the files. And leading up to the election, he said, well, I mean, he was really gung-ho about revealing the JFK stuff and the 9/11 stuff. When it came to the Epstein stuff, he said, yeah, we'll probably reveal it. And now he's done the full 180, and the administration has not helped his cause at all with the way they've handled this, to where they say they have stuff, and then they say there's nothing there, and you've got Bongino. And is there going to be any explanation now of the video issue, where Bongino says in the months leading up to the release of the so-called security footage, which was going to vindicate the government of any wrongdoing, any internal killing of Epstein? Bongino says, trust me, we've got the full video. And supposedly it's been edited 4 times by Adobe Premiere, and it's missing 2.5 minutes. And Bongino is saying that, and now Bongino says, well, we've uncovered stuff that's changed him forever. And I think Bongino is doing very badly right now, honestly. When you look at his Fox News segment, what he was talking about, saying how he's not able to see his wife very much, and that this is a big sacrifice for him. You know, you have to wonder if he seriously is considering, and he previously was. He said, the rumor was that it was either him or Pam Bondi. And behind the scenes, I guess they're able to patch that up. They're able to mend fences a little bit for the time being. But you have to wonder, is this something to where Bongino is looking to resign? And I know we'll have to see. But doing this cryptic stuff, saying this, especially now when there's already so much speculation, I do think something is going to come out. I do think something has to come out. They're going to reveal something. There's a lot of pressure, and this is all Republican pressure, by the way. Trump did not want to do this for whatever reason. We can speculate on why, but Trump did not want to do this. He did not want to interview Maxwell. He did not want there to be any unsealing of court documents. He did not want, now there's news coming out that they're going to release other stuff in relation to the files, maybe the actual files, maybe parts of the files. This is because there's serious pressure from the base, not from Democrats. Doesn't matter if there's pressure from Democrats or not. They already hate Trump no matter what. There is serious, remember, the Democrats said that it was a conspiracy, and they weren't even thinking about Trump being in the files until 2 weeks ago when they put out that memo that said, oh, Epstein, there's no blackmail, there's nothing, he killed himself. And so you have to factor all of this in. Now they're ready. But I say, if the administration wants to try and save face, if they do release stuff, obviously people are not going to believe it fully. They're going to say you're covering for Trump. Why would the administration release anything that's incriminating against Trump? But you could release something like a big swath of files. Maybe Trump's name is in them, but it's just the part where Trump had the relationship with Epstein. There was some business there. Trump kicks him out. And maybe that's the part you leave in there. So you're like, well, we're transparent. We left the Trump part in, but it's not what you think it is. But obviously, people won't believe that. The problem is there is no faith within the DOJ now. And liberals weren't even thinking about hunting the idea of Trump being involved with Epstein. They said no, because you keep saying Bill Clinton went to the island. Trump just said it. He went to the island 26 times. People think, and I've seen people say this, is like Trump has handled the situation so badly. You would think there's no way Trump can be directly involved with Epstein, because if he was, there would be a better attempt at covering this. Like, genuinely, there would be a better attempt at covering this up, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, if he was seriously involved, you would think Trump wouldn't act this way. Because people keep saying, well, he's acting very guilty. Yes, but it's almost like too ridiculous. I think there's something weird behind the scenes. I don't know if it's blackmail. I don't know if it's something that was maybe humiliating for Trump. I don't know if Trump now realizes something that was involved, or maybe they thought they were going to be able to release something, and then somebody else said, if you release that, I'm going to release this, and so they say you can't release it because Pam Bondi said she was going to release it. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I think with Bongino saying this, it's a depiction of the fact that, maybe he's being over. I don't see the what this serves exactly. You already have people both on the right and the left speculating on this, and now you say what you've uncovered has changed you forever, and maybe this is just something he says, and nothing comes of it. But it's just like, why are we doing this? You're the deputy director. Do we really need to put out a public statement like this on X? I mean, I really do think he's probably struggling a bit, and I can understand that. He's gotten a lot of tough press because of the Epstein situation and the way the DOJ has handled this. He says the director and Kash Patel and him are committed to stamping out public corruption and political weaponization of both law enforcement and intelligence operations. It's a priority for us, he says. And so we'll see what this ends up meaning. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. It doesn't look good right now. So what I'll say is Trump is in Scotland right now. And, people are still saying in comment sections when he went to Scotland, he talked about their immigration problem. All anyone cares about still is the Epstein situation. And so they're going to have to do something. They know they're going to have to do something. That's part of the reason why they had an 8-hour conversation with Maxwell. They're going to have to bring something out to move on past this. And maybe it's going to require revealing something about Trump to put trust back in. The thing is, if you reveal a lot of stuff, it's, you would have to somehow, and none of it involves Trump, you would have to do in somehow a totally transparent way. I'm not sure how you do that. The issue is there's no trust. If they reveal stuff and Trump isn't involved, people say, well, they're just covering for Trump. And at that point, I mean, we can sit here and we can argue it's completely illogical for Trump to be significantly involved in these files, if you understand the history and the context of it, and it would just be so shocking. But who really knows? That's the whole idea of speculation, and unfortunately, they've kind of brought it on themselves with how they've botched the situation. It's straight up been botched. We know this. And now you've got these cryptic messages. You've got Trump now in Scotland. There's the situation with the trade deals that's coming up in about 3 or 4 days on, I guess, 5 days, because you've got July 31st, so it's August 1st is that deadline, and we'll see what happens there. But it's a tough situation. But guys, either way, make sure you like the video down below. That's going to do it for this one. Also follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.